Welcome to Racing X. Today we're counting down our picks for the best sci-fi and futuristic racing games that you should check out. And without further ado, let's dive right in. Star Wars Galactic Racer. Before I continue, I want to let you know that on this channel, we only talk about games that are available on modern platforms. So yeah, no matter how legendary a game is, if it's not available on modern platforms, it won't be here. Anyway, we're finally getting another Star Wars racing game that looks sick. So yeah, even though the sci-fi and futuristic racing genre has been kinda dead for the past 2 decades, at least we've got this one this year. I don't know, maybe the genre will make a comeback. Who knows? Radial-G, Racing Revolved. Now, this is one of those games that was made with VR in mind. The speed, the loops, the upside-down sections, it all hits way harder in VR. But hey, if you don't have a headset, you can still play it normally, like you're seeing right here. Anyway, the tracks are these crazy tubes with twists, tunnels, jumps, all that good stuff. And yeah, there are weapons too, because of course there are. So if you're into VR racing, definitely try it. But even without VR, it's still a solid game. Turbo Sloths. Alright, this one's easily one of the most weird games on this list, I'd say. I mean, just look at the damn game. You're driving heavy-duty vehicles with guns, racing on some alien planet while robots are shooting at you. And yeah, you've also got boosters to go even faster. Not only that, but there are no regular cars here, just dozers and rollers. So, the big question is, does it make sense? Honestly, I don't know. But if the game's fun, then why the hell not? And yeah, whoever made this was definitely smoking some good shit. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Okay, this is easily one of the most famous Star Wars games ever, especially back in the day. If you grew up in that era, you definitely know this one. And the best part? It's now available on all modern platforms, as it should be, because this game is just straight up fun. I mean, the speed, the tracks, the whole pod racing vibe still holds up really well. So yeah, while you're waiting for the new Star Wars racing game to drop, fire this up again and play with your balding friends. Antigraviator. As the name pretty much suggests, this one is another anti-gravity racer, and yeah, it's basically a Wipeout style clone. You've got fast ships, futuristic tracks, and all that high-speed chaos. One cool thing though, it has local split-screen multiplayer, so you can finally beat yourself using a second controller. But now, let's be real, there are better anti-gravity racers out there. I mean, this one isn't exactly the king of the genre. But honestly, if you like the vibe and how it looks, who cares? Just play the damn game and have fun with it. V-Racer Hoverbike. Okay, this one is another hidden gem, especially if you're into arcade-style VR racing games. I mean, just look at it. It's a futuristic motorcycle combat racer built entirely for VR. And you know what? You actually have to hold the motion controllers like handlebars and lean your body left or right to turn. Basically, it's like an old-school motorcycle arcade machine, except now it's in your mom's basement with better visuals. So yeah, if you're willing to slam into walls for the first hour because you suck at VR, definitely check this one out. Rollcage Stage II. This one is kind of funny to include here, because yeah, this is supposed to be a futuristic racing video, but this game is straight up retro. It's old, it's janky, and it definitely shows its age. But back in the day, this was the game for futuristic combat racing. I mean, if you were into the genre, you knew this game, no question. The wall riding, the weapons, the chaos, it was ahead of its time. So yeah, realistically, this one is more for nostalgia. But hey, sometimes going back is part of the fun, right? Grip Combat Racing. Now, this one is basically the spiritual successor to the previous game. And yeah, it actually delivers on that promise. It takes the core idea, which is high-speed racing with insane wall riding, and modernizes it properly. And what makes it stand out is that it's not full anti-gravity like Wipeout. Most of the vehicles actually have wheels, even if they're driving on walls or upside down half the time. So yeah, if you're into unrealistic racing games where you can shoot your competitors with plasma blasters or whatever they're called, definitely check this one out. Distance. Alright, this is one of those games that doesn't really fit the usual racing game box. Yeah, you're driving a car, but it's not really about racing other people. It's more like a racing platformer, if that even makes sense. So basically, you're doing time trials through these neon cyberpunk tracks while dodging traps, jumping gaps, flying, and flipping. Just don't die every 5 seconds. So yeah, it kind of feels like Crash Bandicoot meets Trackmania, but with a sci-fi aesthetic. Confusing, right? Well, at least the game is fun, and that's what matters. Riptide GP Renegade. Now, if you missed the good old Hydro Thunder games, this one might catch your interest since it was developed by the dev behind Hydro Thunder Hurricane. I mean, the jet skis are futuristic and cool, the stunts are crazy and fun, the races are well designed, and you know what? It has a local 4-player split screen mode, so you can now start finding excuses for losing when you play with your friends, assuming you have friends, of course. So if you're looking for a fresh racing experience, give this one a go, and this one often goes on sale too. XF Extreme Formula. Okay, this is one of those anti-gravity racers that just goes all in on speed. Like seriously, blink for a second and you're already off the track. It's fast, chaotic, and honestly a bit overwhelming if you're not used to it. I mean, just look at the gameplay. If you're slow in the cognitive department, then I'm sorry, this might not be for you. And yeah, I know some of you fall into that category, but if you're the type who loves pushing your reaction time to the limit, then this game is right up your alley. Kinetica. Okay. This one is really weird. I mean, just look at the damn thing. Yes, that one. The whole race, you're basically seeing something kids probably shouldn't be looking at least not yet. I mean, back in the day, a lot of us played this game for some solid reasons. You know exactly what I mean. But hey, underneath all that, it's actually a pretty solid futuristic racer with fast gameplay, and now it's available again on PS4 and PS5. So yeah, if you can play a game with one hand, it's probably this one. Redout 2. Alright, if you want to play Wipeout but don't have a PS5 or a PS4, then this one is the futuristic anti-gravity arcade racer you need. The first game was a hit in the genre, and this sequel delivers the same exhilarating thrill of pulling off extremely high speed in a futuristic world. Overall, it looks stunning, it feels fast, and it is an absolute blast to race sci-fi flying cars while vibing to electronic music from talented artists. So if you're a Wipeout fan, then getting this one's a no-brainer. Pacer. Okay, this game used to be called Formula Fusion, and yeah, it looks very familiar. I mean, just look at it, it's clearly inspired by the Wipeout series. And just like many modern anti-gravity racing games, there's combat with futuristic weapons and all that, but it's usually not that epic. I mean, the high-speed, skill-based racing is still the main event, so don't expect a ton of explosions in this kind of game. So, yeah, it might not be Wipeout, but it's good enough if you just want to hover around and shoot some laser stuff. BallisticNG. Now, this one's basically Wipeout for PC, complete with old-school graphics. So yeah, if you're feeling nostalgic and want to experience a Wipeout-style game but you're a PC player, then this is your best option. However, unlike Pacer, I think this game has better combat mechanics. The combat feels more lively even if the explosions don't look that futuristic, considering the game's setting. Or I don't know, maybe I'm still stuck in the Wipeout era from the PS1 days. Anyway, if this looks interesting to you, you're not gonna regret it. Oh, and it supports VR too, just so you know. Fast Fusion. Alright, now this is one of those Switch 2 launch titles that kinda splits the audience. On one side, you've got the hardcore anti-grav fans, especially the F-Zero crowd, saying this doesn't quite hit the same level. But on the other side, more casual players are actually having a great time with it. The speed is there, the visuals are clean, and it just feels nice to play. And let's be real, if you own a Switch 2, this is a perfect game to fire up while traveling. It's simple, fast, and easy to enjoy anywhere. Redout. Now, this one is another underrated gem, especially if you're into racing games with VR support. And if you play it with a HOTAS controller, the immersion gets even better. You'll feel like the main character in some sci-fi movie, trying to win a street race to pay off your debt to a shady loan shark. Oh, and as usual, I have to remind you, this is a fast-paced anti-gravity racing game. So if you're playing it in VR, start slow and let yourself adjust. Otherwise, your lunch is gonna end up all over your desk. Fast RMX. This was a launch title for the Switch back in 2017, way before Fast Fusion showed up on Switch 2. And yeah, the gameplay is pretty similar. Same high-speed anti-grav vibes, but honestly, I think this one feels a bit better. I mean, it's tighter, more refined, and just more fun overall. Also, let's be real, if you don't have a Switch 2 yet, this is basically your only option in this franchise. And no, don't start comparing it to F-Zero again. It's doing its own thing, and if you accept that, you'll actually enjoy it way more. Extreme G. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. This one is old, like really old. And yeah, by today's standards, it's janky as hell and honestly kinda ugly. But back then, this was one of the best futuristic sci-fi racing games you could play. The speed felt insane, the bikes looked cool, and it just had that vibe. So yeah, if you're already taking meds or you can't get up too fast without getting dizzy, maybe it's time to revisit this one. And it's now available on the Switch consoles, so there's really no excuse. F-Zero 99. This game looks like it came straight out of the old F-Zero Climax era, but don't let that fool you. This thing is absolute chaos. You've got up to 99 players racing at the same time in a full-on battle royale format. And yeah, it gets messy real fast. And sure, the visuals are retro, but the gameplay is insanely fun. You're constantly fighting for position, trying not to explode, and somehow surviving the madness. So yeah, if you're a die-hard F-Zero fan, then this is your moment to shine. Aero GPX. Now this is one of the few games that doesn't try to copy Wipeout. Instead, it's straight up a love letter to F-Zero, and yeah, it actually nails it. The speed, the vibe, the intensity, it's all there. But what makes it different is the amount of airtime. You're constantly flying, boosting, and pulling off maneuvers, so there's a lot more to master here. Basically, it's not just about going fast, it's about controlling that chaos. So yeah, if you're an F-Zero fan, you're gonna have a great time with this one. F-Zero X. This game is now super easy to play thanks to the Nintendo Switch Online service, and yeah, this is one of the most iconic F-Zero games ever made. Back in the day, it was basically the peak of anti-gravity racing. The speed, the difficulty, the chaos, it was all there. Now sure, by today's standards, it looks old as hell, no denying that. But if you don't care too much about visuals and just want pure gameplay, this one still delivers. I mean, it's fast, it's challenging, and it still holds up where it matters. Wipeout Omega Collection. Okay, I know we haven't had a new Wipeout game in God knows how many years, but hey, at least we have this. Anyway, this is a remaster of Wipeout HD and Wipeout 2048, now with modern graphics and VR support, which is great if you've got the stomach for it. After all, it's Wipeout. It's supposed to make you feel the rush of high speed. So if you're a fan of the genre and want to experience what it's like to pilot one of these futuristic vehicles, definitely grab this one. You won't regret it. F-Zero GX. Alright, this game is basically the crash team racing of anti-gravity racers when it comes to skill ceiling. Yeah, this game is hard. You mess up once, you're done. And a lot of people complain about it, but honestly, you just need to get good. Like, that's the whole point. Anyway, the speed is insane, the tracks are brutal, and the game demands full focus from start to finish. But that's exactly why it's so rewarding. So yeah, if you're the type who needs a hard game to feel like you've accomplished something, this one is absolutely for you. Wipeout XL. Also known as Wipeout 2097 in Europe, this one is easily one of the best old-school Wipeout games in my opinion. There's just something about it that hits different. The speed, the vibe, the music, everything just feels right. Or maybe I'm just an old fart and nostalgia is messing with my brain, who knows. But now, if you actually want to play it today, well, let's just say you might need to learn the dark arts of the internet. If you know, you know. Either way, this is a classic you shouldn't ignore. So do you agree with our picks? Check out these other videos from us and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.